Barron Trump, the youngest son of Donald Trump, has spent most of his life away from the spotlight, but that hasn't stopped the world from being obsessed with him. Let's start with his early years. Barron William Trump was born on March 20, 2006 in Manhattan, New York, right inside the luxurious penthouse of Trump Tower. From day one, his life was unlike any other child's, surrounded by gold-plated walls, private elevators, and a view of the city most people could only dream of. He is the only child of Donald and Melania Trump, making him unique among his father's 5 children, while his half-siblings, Donald Jr., Ivanka, Eric, and Tiffany, grew up in the media spotlight. Barron had an entirely different upbringing. Melania had a very hands-on approach to raising him, ensuring he had structure and privacy, even in a household as high-profile as the Trumps. That's why Barron was rarely seen at the official events, and when he did appear, people couldn't help but notice how quickly he was growing. By the time he left the White House in 2021, he was standing taller than his 6 feet 3 inches father. And it's not just his height that stands out. His education and interests have grown just as remarkably. Barron Trump's education has always been a priority for his mother, and he attended some of the most prestigious schools at every stage of his life. His early years were spent at Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School in New York City, an elite institution known for its rigorous academics and high-profile students. And when Barron eventually moved to Washington, D.C., after his father became president, his school choice broke decades of tradition. Instead of attending Sidwell Friends School, where nearly every modern presidential child had gone, he was enrolled at St. Andrew's Episcopal School in Maryland. As for his interests, Barron started to focus on 2 things that stood out. First, he developed a serious love for soccer and was even spotted wearing the jersey of Arsenal and soccer shoes. Barron has also played as a midfielder for the DC United soccer team back in 2017 to 2018. His height, which became a major talking point in the media, also made him a natural for basketball, another sport he was drawn to. But sports weren't his only focus. Behind the scenes, Barron developed a growing interest in technology, particularly coding. Unlike his father, who built an empire in real estate and branding, Barron's curiosity leaned toward the digital world. With access to top-tier resources and education, he explored programming, showing a talent for logical thinking and problem-solving. And now, as a college student at New York University, Barron is stepping into a new phase of life. While details about his exact major remain private, his choice of university aligns with the family's long-standing ties to New York. Now, let's talk about his life in the White House. When Barron Trump officially moved into the White House in June 2017, he became the first boy to live there since John F. Kennedy Jr. in the early 1960s. For over half a century, the White House had only been home to presidential daughters, but now, a young boy was walking its halls again, bringing a rare dynamic to the first family. Once they arrived, his mother went to great lengths to make sure Barron's life remained as normal as possible. She personally oversaw the redesign of his bedroom, ensuring he had a space that felt familiar and comfortable. But while the world was fixated on everything happening inside the Trump White House, Barron remained a background figure. Unlike past first children, Barron was rarely seen. There were no official interviews, no public speeches. His few appearances, like walking across the White House lawn beside his parents or standing on stage at the Republican National Convention, were brief and often silent. While living in America's most famous house, he somehow managed to stay just out of sight, making him even more of a mystery. Just like his alleged romantic relationships. Thinking about Barron's dating partners, there is no official news yet, but one notable claim emerged from a TikTok user named Maddie, who alleged that she and Barron dated during their time at Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School in New York. In a 2020 TikTok video, Maddie shared photos purportedly from a class visit to the White House, asserting that she was Barron's first girlfriend. She described Barron as the nicest and recounted meeting Donald and Melania Trump during the school trip. However, these claims remain unverified, and no further evidence has substantiated this alleged relationship. Then, in October 2024, rumors surfaced linking Barron to a model named Clara Jones. Reports suggested that the two had been seen together at various events, fueling speculation about a romantic involvement. However, these reports lacked credible sources and photographic evidence. However, during an appearance on podcast around the same time, Donald Trump stated that he didn't believe Barron had ever had a girlfriend, remarking, "I'm not sure he's there yet." As Barron began attending New York University's Stern School of Business, reports indicated that he was popular among female students, with sources describing him as a ladies' man and noting his appeal even among liberal students. Despite these assertions, there have been no confirmed reports of Barron engaging in a romantic relationship during his time at NYU. Moving on to his bond with his family, Barron Trump has recently stepped into a more influential role within the Trump family dynamics. As Donald Trump prepared for his 2024 presidential campaign, Barron, then 18 and a freshman at New York University, emerged as an unexpected advisor, particularly in connecting with young voters. One of Barron's most notable contributions was encouraging his father to participate in a live stream with Adin Ross, a prominent figure among young online communities. This event attracted millions of viewers, significantly boosting Trump's visibility among younger voters. During the stream, Trump mentioned, "My sons told me about you," highlighting Barron's role in facilitating the connection. Beyond media strategy, Barron also played a role in shaping campaign messaging to appeal to young men. He hosted dinners at Mar-a-Lago with influencers and comedians, fostering relationships that bridged the gap between traditional politics and contemporary digital culture. These efforts contributed to a shift in the 18 to 29 male voter demographic, with Trump securing a 2-point lead in this group, a notable change from previous elections. Barron's involvement even extended into the world of emerging technologies. Reports indicate that he played a role in his father's new cryptocurrency venture, demonstrating an interest in blending politics with innovative financial technologies. Despite his increased participation, Barron continues to balance his academic pursuits at New York University with his contributions to the family's political endeavors. As for her mother, Melania Trump has also expressed pride in her son's resilience and involvement, offering him advice to follow his dreams and stay true to himself. Now, with his influence and role in the election, you might wonder, just how much is he worth? Barron Trump may not be in the public eye as much as his older siblings, but when it comes to wealth, he's right up there with them. At just 18, his estimated net worth is already around $100 million, thanks to trust funds, inheritance planning, and the sheer scale of the Trump family fortune. But that's just the beginning, because as the only child of Donald and Melania Trump, Barron is set to inherit a significant portion of his father's $3 billion empire, making his financial future far beyond secure. And when it comes to real estate, Barron has lived in some of the most exclusive properties in the world. His earliest years were spent in Trump Tower, where he reportedly had an entire floor to himself, something not even his older siblings had. After moving to Washington, he briefly called the White House home before returning to the Trump family's private estates. One of those is Mar-a-Lago, the 20-acre, 128-room Palm Beach estate that has essentially become the Trump family's headquarters, a place where Barron is often spotted, attending events or just enjoying life. Then, of course, there's Bedminster, the Trump family's sprawling New Jersey golf club. Unlike his father, who uses it primarily for political and business events, Barron has been seen at the estate for leisure, sometimes taking part in golf, a sport his father swears by. Additionally, he also has access to the Seven Springs estate in New York, a 213-acre mansion with 60 rooms, a massive pool, and more luxury than most people see in a lifetime. But Barron's wealth isn't just tied to real estate. While he's still young, he's no stranger to seriously high-end cars. The Trump family's garages house everything from Rolls-Royces to Bentleys, and it's been rumored that Barron has already taken an interest in his father's collection. Then comes the watches. While Barron is rarely seen flaunting his wealth, it's been reported that he owns timepieces from Rolex, Patek Philippe, and Audemars Piguet, brands that aren't just expensive, but are considered investments in their own right. Trump Tower, Mar-a-Lago, Bedminster, Seven Springs Estate. Now, when it comes to Barron Trump's future, one of the biggest questions people have is, will he follow in his father's footsteps? Unlike his older half-siblings, who stepped into the business and political worlds early on, Barron has remained an exception. He's never publicly expressed interest in running a company, nor has he hinted at any political ambitions. But given his background, his options are wide open. One thing that stands out, as we talked earlier, is his interest in technology. While he grew up in a family known for real estate, politics, and branding, insiders have suggested that Barron has a natural curiosity for tech and innovation. Whether that means he could one day venture into artificial intelligence, software development, or even crypto, there's definitely room for him to explore. Unlike his father, who built an empire based on physical assets, Barron could be the one to bring the Trump name into the digital age. And then there's the possibility of him stepping into the business world. With access to an insane network of business leaders and billionaires, he wouldn't have to start from scratch. Whether he chooses to manage part of the Trump organization or branch out into his own ventures, the foundation is already there. Of course, there's always the politics option for him. As the son of a former president, there will always be speculation that he might one day step into the political arena. After all, he's already witnessed firsthand what it takes to run a campaign, navigate the media, and handle power at the highest level. So, summing up, Barron Trump's life has been anything but ordinary. From a childhood spent in golden penthouses to years in the White House, and now standing at the crossroads of an unpredictable future, his journey is one that continues to intrigue the world. But what do you you think? Could Barron be the next major player in business, politics, or something totally unexpected? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe for more insights into the lives of the world's most fascinating figures.